Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I'm your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. On this very first day of the brand new month of October, this year's almost a wrap. And as you see, I have a very distinguished and beautiful guest coming on, Neena Diamond. Actually, her name has been respelled to Neena. But anyway, we'll explain that. And I do want to thank all of you for joining. A couple of things I want to do is I do want to thank Jazz Aphrodites for Mondays, sitting in for me Monday when I was away. It was very interesting about Damon Dash. He should say Damon Dash. Your name is so important, more than you can imagine. You have no idea. That's why even Shakespeare says, "What's in the name?" His response was everything, as if he knew about numerology, but it is. It makes or break. Anyway, before we get started, let me tell you about the forecast for today. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, which I normally forget. I will not, as Live with Lloyd or Lloyd Strayhorn, ever DM you for money. This is so important. I don't roll like that. Thank you very much. But it is Wednesday, October the 1st of 2025. The sun is in Libra. It was in Capricorn up until about 3:52 this afternoon. And then it went into the air sign of Aquarius, and my guess is an air sign. It's a 1 universal month. It's an 11 universal week. It's an 11 universal day. So for those under the signs of Leo, Aquarius, and Cancer, or if you're born on the 2nd or the 7th, the 11th to 16th, the 20th, the 29th, the 25th, and the 29th of the month, well, this should be an interesting day for you. I do want to introduce my sponsors, which is Uchenna. He's going to be in at the before the month of October is out. His book is now published, and you can get it. All you got to do is go to Amazon. When I went to Amazon, I could download it for free or for 99 cents. So take advantage. Go to Amazon and just punch in his name, Uchenna Hackett. You see at the bottom of his book, Soul First, and get it. It's a very detailed, in-depth book. Also, Melinda Valentine, she's introduced a new platform. Her number is 302-492-7722, $10 off with proof of the purchase of the journal. Now, what do I mean? She's purchased 4 journals reflecting the elements. Right now, it's in the element of air. So next it'll be in water, then it'll be in fire. But she's done all of them. So if you like the series, just go to Amazon and get them. And you will find that all of them will be available for you, okay? But in the meantime, since we're in the air sign, this is what we are doing. King Simon, my buddy, there in Atlanta, is having a discount. Now, though the sale ended on the 22nd, he still have extended it. I have to reach out to him to get an update for all seniors. New seniors, he gave a 40% discount, and for 30 or 60-minute sessions only. You got to be 60 years and older, and just text him at the number 347-496-1022. Okay, and do that. Tell him you heard it on Lloyd Straight. I'm sure he'll give you a discount whether you're a senior or not. Okay, although I didn't check with him. But also, Nicholas Brooklyn is celebrating over 50 years at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn, New York. And this Saturday, they're having a very special event at Nicholas Brooklyn. So be there. Also, Ms. Kimberly, Manifest on Purpose, one of the sponsors of the show. And she is a business astronumerologist, and she has her book that's available. All you have to do is purchase, read the book, leave a review, and take a screenshot and email it. Now, this is for you who are starting a business, okay? This is very important. And also, one of my sponsors also is Recept. It is a kind of like a receptionist, AI receptionist, built for those of you who are starting a business and want to kind of have that professional polish or look to it. So to take calls, schedule appointments, and things of that nature. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., I will be on with Big E Astrology. That's my buddy, Eric Taylor. And so we'll be talking about the stock market and some famous Black Libans. And there are a lot of them, from Ray Charles and John Coltrane and Eric Benet, India Irie, but we'll get into all of that tomorrow. And also, please pick up a copy of Jazz Aphrodite's book, Knocking from the Inside, and it's also available on audio. All righty. So now, before I bring on my guest, let me see. Oh, where we go? There we go. So before I bring on my guest, at the beginning of the month, what I do is I also introduce to you the forecast that was done. Now, this was the forecast that was done. Actually, this was taped in December of 2024, and I'm going to just play what was said in at this time about the month of October. Here we go. October. Now, here's the thing about October. Every October sets the stage of the year to come, in this case, 2026, which would be a 10 or 1. How did I do it? Simple. I took 2025, added it to the 10th calendar month, and that added to 19, and 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. So that means honor, success, and esteem will follow those who have the presence of mind to take advantage of the month of October. October will be important to everybody that finally wants to stand on their own, finally wants to be independent and self-reliant, finally to do things on their terms, not what you want of me. There was an interesting saying I heard not too long ago. The question is, will I let you go? Or the paraphrase of the question is, no, I'm going to do this on my own. So it's not about waiting for people's approval. You do the things that is best for you. And that is what I'm saying. Your 3 friends of me, myself, and I. So for everybody that's going through the month of October, the stage they set will actually begin to project them and get ready for the year of 2026. One of the best and active weeks is going to be in the 3rd week. There are going to be a lot of improvements going on. The 3rd week is going to be crazy, the 15th to the 21st. So it means somewhere around that 3rd Sunday or somewhere around the 13th of the month, they need to be a little mindful of that week in October. And they're going to find that by the 4th week, or actually the 5th week, the last week, excuse me, they're going to be in a period to make some changes. So those the cities in the news and the countries in the news will be Atlanta, for example, Knoxville, Pasadena, Reno, Shelby, North Carolina, Bonn, Germany, Dar es Salaam in Africa, Guatemala, Nassau in the Bahamas. But if you're a Leo or an Aquarius or an Aries or born on the 1st, the 4th, the 10th, or the 13th, the 19th, the 22nd, 28th, or 31st of the month, well, you will be the beneficiaries. And what about November? Okay, folks, there you have it. Now, without further ado, I'd like to bring on my guest whose birthday is today, and she happens to be a number 1. So that means next year is her year without question. So without further ado, I want to bring on Neena Diamond. How are you, young lady? Happy birthday.
I'm great. Thank you. Appreciate being on my birthday.
Yeah, the last time you were on, boy, we had a fit good that connection, but we got it in the end. So that way it's good. Now, when I met you indirectly through your daughter first, Aquarius Maximus. That's how I heard about you.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had both of you on, then I've had you on several times in the past. And what happens is, are you still on Clubhouse? Is there still Clubhouse?
Yes, I still do Clubhouse.
Yeah, and that's when I was just amazed at how you do what you do. You are a cardologer, you are a teacher, you are a lecturer, you are an author, you are a mom, and a whole lot more. So you wear a lot of hats.
That
you
part,
know?
right? A grandmother can't leave my grandbabies
Oh
out.
yeah, can't leave them out. So it's very, very nice. And Neena, to you again before we start, happy birthday. Now,
Thank
people
you.
calling in right now. I see people getting in their birthdays. A lot of people also, I noticed, know their cards. So, like here, Blissfully says, Empress Rel in chat, she sent love, and she also sent it to you, Miss Diamond. Very much. This is our August 22nd. But for those of you who would like to get, I'm going to talk about her books. Um, I remember when she first started, she didn't have books at the time. Now she has no less than 20 books on Amazon. And I'm going to show those at some point. When I saw those today, I said, what you go, Neena? You've been busy, you know? And in fact, Strawberry 1955 says, happy birthday, Miss Diamond.
Thank
Letitia says, happy
you.
birthday, Queen. And GL says, happy solar return, Neena. Goldie Lee says, happy birthday. A Sproul, happy. See, I got a nice Live with Lloyd family. Okay. They show lots of love. So for those of you, now she can't read everybody in the whole wide world, but if you give your birthday, she'll tell you. For those of you who are interested in cardology and what it does. And you know what's interesting, where you and your daughter got me straight, I thought only numerology deals with the name, but cardology does the same thing too, if not more.
Yeah.
What led you on this journey as a cardologist?
Well, I've been on this journey through astrology. Then, like I always say, my dad introduced me to you through numerology. And just I fell onto the to Destiny, and then Aquarius Maximus and her organization that she was with. They started with cardology, and that's when it opened up for me, being able to have a different understanding through that. So yeah, it just was a sequence of things that just led me here, that I'm so grateful for.
I
Thank you
think
for the
that's nice.
wishes. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
mean they're coming in strong. It's like wow,
Thank you. I
it's just
appreciate
very
it.
very nice, very nice. And even my moderator Diamond 8 is in the building.
Hey,
Okay.
Rel, that's my girl. You stole Rel from me. Me and Rel started long time ago.
No,
Rel
no,
don't
I met
play
her. I met
about.
her in your room. True,
I know.
but
That's my
but
girl.
but listen. She says, "Can I help?" I said, "Yes." And
Mm-hmm,
it's been
mm-hmm.
going on about 3 years ever since then.
I know. That's Rel
So
don't
I
play.
thank her, and she's very consistent, just like you're
Mm-hmm.
consistent. Well, she set an example. She has not missed a Wednesday. So I
Mm-hmm.
thank Empress Rel so very much for that. Um, so what is cardology for the person who is not familiar? Most of the people in our room in the Live with Lloyd family is familiar, but for those who may be new to the term, as I was,
Cardology is a frequency. When we think about numerology, astrology, and all of those things, it is a frequency that we get a chance to map out who we are based on the day we were born in, throughout our life. We follow the card and the different changes that it goes through. So the frequency of who you are is what the cards are. There's so much about you that is determined. And of course, numerology and astrology is based on numerology and on the planets. It goes back to, it's saying as far back as um you know, ancient times. And then our ancestors, I believe our ancestors hid it in the cards because it became something that was too accurate. So then it became tarot, was the cards, and then it became tarot. So when you do tarot, you're still doing the same thing with the cards, but they kind of changed it up a little bit to hide it a little bit more deeper.
that's interesting because I was going to ask you, it's like which came first, the chicken and the egg? Did numerology, astrology come first, or did tarot or cardology come first? And you saying cardology comes first.
The reading of the cards was something that was so accurate that it was forbidden. So they made them pretty, and they put them, like, they put images and stuff on there in the tarot. And that's when they didn't necessarily the tarot wasn't as woo woo as the card. So but it was still this, it was, the practice is pretty common.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, before we take some birthdays and get into the cards, let's talk about this title that's really expanded. Because when I first met you a couple of years ago, I think maybe you just had a planner out at that time, a 2023
Mm-hmm.
planner. Well, you
Mm-hmm.
went from a planner to now being an author of no less than 20 books. I says, what? So can we're gonna, I just want to show our viewers exactly what's happening now. This is the first set of books, so you can explain it.
Genesis Rewritten. That book is based on my feelings through cardiology. I learned through cardiology about the Garden of Eden, and
Interesting.
it started in the Grand Solar Squares with the Ace of Hearts. So Genesis Rewritten is talking about that. Sacred Codes is, so many people ask me about readings and how to do readings, and I have lots of tarot, and it shows you how to do a tarot reading. So this book breaks down how to read the cards, gives you all of the descriptions. I have different layouts of which way and how you want to read the cards. So 52 frequency is about learning to read a deck of cards.
That's cool. What about Queen's Code? That
The
sounds
Queen's,
interesting.
yeah, the Queen's Code is for men because men are born on Queen of Clubs, Queen of Diamonds, and I find that is something that, especially in the United States, men aren't able to express that. So the Queen's Code gives men an understanding of their frequency because you were born a queen, but there are things about you that you have suppressed because men don't do this, men don't do that. So the Queen's Code gives you it's a blueprint to help unlock. And yours would be the course, the Queen of Diamonds, because that would be one of your frequencies as a Nine of Diamonds. But you also have the Queen of Hearts in the Moon. So this card breaks it down and helps you have a better understanding what that energy is for the divine masculine.
What about Daughters of the Unseen? That sounds interesting too.
Well, Daughters of the Unseen is something, it's an ode that I wrote to my mother and my aunties and stuff. It's about how we have been, as Black women, where it says Black women were never lost, only ignored. And it's talking about how we, over the years, we have done so many things in the world and we have been marginalized. So it talks about how white women center themselves in the things that we do. So this is an ode to, like I said, my mom, my aunties, and then to my generation, because we broke through so many things, but we never got a chance to get the recognition because white women, unfortunately, they have always centered themselves in everything that we've done. So this
We
book
have
is
our legacy too. That's what you're saying.
Yes, and this book is talking about my time through the 80s and 90s and my mom and my aunties and stuff, and how we didn't get the recognition, and now it's time for us to tell the story.
Now, the next set of books, I mean, you just stressed out with these.
Well, the Reiki book is because I'm a Reiki master, and people ask me about Reiki all of the time, and this explains what it is to get your first attunement. So it takes you through the steps, how to prepare for it. And then a Cardologer workbook, that's the first book I wrote.
Yeah, that's right. That's the first one I had.
And then astrology and numerology and cardology, that's just the fundamentals. It just gives you a language. That's about the language that we use. And then nine ether, we know what that's about. So that's just talking about us and what nine ether means, to us as our community. And I wrote that when we had the nine ether thing with Black Magic.
52 Mirrors?
Now, 52 mirrors, this is a ode to the jacks in the deck, because the jacks in the deck, where it says the jacks are among us and they're non-binary, neurodivergent, and necessary, and the jacks are coming online. So this is telling us about the jack energy for the divine feminine and the divine masculine, because if you're born on that date, you have a big, you're a big personality, like King Simon is a jack of spades. So this talks about all of the jacks and what they're here to do. My next one, I'm going to write about the kings.
Okay, like Black Love?
The Codex of Black Love are prophetic love story. This is a story of magic because I believe that we are magical people. And I believe when we come online, and we will, it'll be through magic. And this book talks about the sequences that it takes for us to wake up. So it's an ode to 44. My son is born on April the 4th. And the book is written, in with numerology and with different things. So, and this is an ode to how Black love is going to come back online.
You know what's interesting about you and your son born on April the 4th? Your numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. His numbers are the 4, the 1, and the 9. So I say that boy either look like his mama, think like his mama, or something,
That's what he said. He said, I'm the closest one out of all of my children. That's what he says.
Well, you got to say numbers so in a different order. Now, what about tools for everyday life?
Well,
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, that was written to go along with the Cardologer workbook, and this breaks down everything: the planets, numerology, how we read the cards. So this was made to go with that book.
Deck of Realities.
Deck of Realities. This is sci-fi. This is a sci-fi story with the cards, and it's just so it talks about the cards with a little sci-fi to it, how we would come back online with the cards, how using the cards as a blueprint. So this is a sci-fi book.
That sounds like that could be made into an excellent sci-fi movie too. Okay, the next set.
Strongholds. This is a book based on Mars and Saturn, and this is talking about the strongholds that you have, because Mars and Saturn would be those two planets. So this shows learning how to break free of different, like smoking addictions, sex addictions. It shows through astrology how those strongholds show up.
We still hear a raging tale.
Yeah, I went to visit my grandparents' homeland in Barbados. And while I was there, this is a love story to my grandparents. It's a love story to the island of Barbados.
That's nice. I like that. That's very nice. And the Cardology for 2025 planner, that is...
that's my planner. My next one will be coming out soon, 2026.
And Harmony Veil, the untold story of crack. So, when I saw this one, this was introduced when we was here in New York during the 80s, because I remember Sonny Carson came to WLIB, where I was at the time, had my show, and he said, there is a new drug about to come into the community, and that word was crack. The first time I heard the word crack came from Sonny Carson. And what happens is women, we're talking about, girl, you want to lose some weight? You know what I'm saying? Not understanding.
That was crazy. You not
yes,
lying.
It was.
Oh, you're not lying.
And it really devastated our community. So, see, that would be a book I would get, because it turned so many things around. It turned it to a negative. But the last set of books, and then we'll get to some of the fun part.
Celestial Patterns. Celestial Patterns is a story I wrote based on the cards. For people who are card enthusiasts, it's 3 short stories that are based on the cards.
A Grown Woman's Love. I like that title.
This is a book that I wrote about dating women my age and dating online and all of that kind of good stuff. Yeah, this is a labor of love.
I've heard about some of those things. So.
Oh, child, it's in the book. This is about Facebook dating and oh my God. There's a lot about Facebook dating. I didn't want to put it on the cover, but it definitely talks about dating online.
Yeah, I heard sometimes things are not cracked up to what they appear to be.
Oh, child, it's the devil.
Now, what about the affirmation journal?
Well, the affirmation, this is an ode to my Clubhouse family. We do different things, and this was about daily affirmations that we can do to keep us online in these times. So the book starts on day 1, wherever it is that you buy it, and it's a 30-day. It will be a 30-day affirmation if you start and whenever you start. So every day there's an affirmation, and you write and you journal about it.
And lastly, 369 Manifestation Journal.
This was written, because in our community, 369, and writing something 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times in the evening was magical to our people. So this 369 manifesting journal talks about that. It helps you, it inspires you to do that every day. It has lots of tips and secrets in there about, and for me, it has opened me up to, it's that. I love that. That is so impactful to me. Doing 369, it centers me, and whatever it is that I'm working on in 369, it comes. It does. I can say for a surety. Some things I could have been a little bit more intentional with because I did meet someone doing it, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. But but 369 is definitely something that I practice. But just be mindful of the intentions you set.
No, you crank the books out. You are not joking. Every single one of them sounds so intriguing. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you in the Live with Lloyd family, my thing is purchase all of them. You would have a nice library of Nina Diamond's literary work. Okay.
And they
And
sell very well on Amazon. I have to appreciate people. People do buy my books. My Clubhouse family knows that each book comes from on Clubhouse. They know because
yeah,
as we talk on Clubhouse and stuff like that, I have so much. I'm working on one now. I have so much in my head, and they help me pull it out. So this is stuff that I've been carrying around for a long time. They've given me courage. They love me. They support and they appreciate me. So yeah, this is my
you've
Clubhouse
been
life
on there for about what, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe?
going
Ever
on
since
5 years.
since Clubhouse first started. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
know Strawberry 1955 says, I need that dating book, okay?
Oh my gosh, that talks about the dating online. Ooh wee.
Now, is Cheryl says, are any of your books on Kindle?
Oh no, well it's getting them on Amazon was a lot. Getting them on Kindle, the next thing about getting them on Kindle, I really have to get somebody because I'm the creator. I don't do the nuts and bolts very well. So I'm working on getting somebody to assist me with doing that. But yeah, I'm not that person.
Okay, we're going to have one of our first persons, a Leo, a fire sign with a fire number. His name is Mark Matthews, and he says to you, happy birthday.
Thank
Dear sir.
you.
Now, what card is he? What's it's fascinating how you do this. You have things in your head. It's like I'll pull birthdays or personalities out of my head. That's how you do it, the cards.
August the 12th. He's an ace of diamonds. We're starting off with the ace of diamonds. That for that purpose, I'm going to go to the United States spread because when we look at things, we want to see where somebody is fitting in the grand scheme of things so you can know how to play your hand. And the ace of diamonds is the card of the first thought. It's a material card because it's a diamond. But it's diamonds like ones, they initiate things. So the ace of diamonds is an initiator. They initiate things, and you think about an initiation process, there are lots of layers to it, but by nature, they're not workers, right? They're an ace, they're one, right? So that's kind of one of the things that's difficult for people that are aces because they may appear to be scattered and this, that, and the third, but you want them to do things that's not necessarily what they're here to do because aces are handing off. Out of the ace comes the two, right? So it's about partnerships with the aces. And the ace of diamonds is a very fortunate card. They sit in Jupiter and Neptune. Very fortunate, very mystical card. This year in the United States, you're displacing the four of diamonds. So this is telling you about your life in the four of diamonds is a builder. Fours are builders. So this is a time for you to really be looking at your resources in the collective. People are going to have expectations of you because they see that four energy. So as an ace of diamonds, you might not like that because ace of diamonds don't like pressure. But fours are ruled by Uranus. So people see potential and you're sitting in Neptune. So it takes time. That potential is going to take time. But the thing about the four of diamonds, you displacing there, the four of diamonds always has the king of spades in Pluto. So this is a very transformative year for you as an ace of diamonds. That means you sitting with God in Pluto, right? So you're going to be going through the fire. You're going to be tested. depending on, the things that you go through. Yeah, they're going to be tests this year. And the test is to make you better. Right? It's not to Pluto isn't trying to, like, Pluto deals with Mars, the co-ruler, and it's about your ego. So Pluto says, yeah, you want this, but how hard are you willing to work to get it? So
Got it.
this year you're sitting with God. So this year, whenever you say something, be mindful that God is listening.
Now, first of all, I want to thank Stevens Lascala for his donation. Thank you very much. He is born on January the 7th. He says, happy return to you, day, Neena.
January the 7th is a 7 of spades, and that card is that's my soulmate. The 7 of spades becomes the 8 of diamonds. The 7 of spades is one of the most fortunate cards in the deck when it comes to wealth and resources, because you're building along the way to become the sun card. But because you're a 7, that means you deal with a lot of transformations. The spades is about wisdom. So in your life, you are tested all of the time. You got to go through the fire, period. Space can't get around it. So anything that is happening, it is to make you stronger. Definitely is to push you toward understanding your wisdom and who you are. So you're going to be called to do things that, and sevens are ruled by Neptune. They're very introspective. They don't like mixy. Sevens are people that stay on the peripheral. They're watching all of the time, that Piscean energy. So you are not someone that really wants to mix a lot. But this year in the United States, you are displacing the Jack of Spades. So this is an initiation year for you. So that means you're going to meet men and women, because Jacks rule both, but you're going to meet people that are going to hold you accountable, because Jack of Spades holds you accountable. When Jack of Spades comes in your life, you're ready for the next step. But you're a spade, you're used to it, but you're going to be around influential people that are going to test you.
Before we go to others, I was curious. The United States is formed on July the 4th. What cardology is it?
What Jack of Diamonds.
It's the Jack of Diamonds?
And this is a 9 year. We're in the 9 of Hearts year, but the Jack of Diamonds is displacing the 9 of Spades. So this is a health year, because spades represent our health. Nines represent endings. So there are people who are going to deal with health crises. We see lots of people on social media. We see lots of deaths of young people and people that normally you should not be thinking that people. But this is a year of health crisis, because last year we were displacing the 6 of Spades, and that's a faded card. We were told last year what we were supposed to do to prepare for this year. So in the United States, we're dealing with health. Anybody who wants to lose weight this year, it's a great year for that. You want to stop doing drugs, anything that you want to stop doing, think about nines. Nines are fulfillment. And spades are endings, hard endings. Yes, they are. But when it ends with a spade, it's pretty much done. So you want to get your health. You want to be mindful of your health this year. This is a health year with the cards. And it's also a health year in astrology, because we got a lot of planets that we got Mars with Saturn. That's health. We got a lot of planets that are pointing at your health also.
Well, what's interesting? There was an article that I sent to a couple of my children today. It says it was an opinion piece. Colon cancer is on the rise among young people, which you mentioned young, and research points to one major culprit, and that's processed foods.
And also, but also a lot of people are dying and nobody wants to talk about it. That it was the shot. For me, I believe it was I believe that shot, the jab or whatever it is, it's having long-term effect on lots of people, because young people shouldn't just be dying. They
not as a rule,
but they're not going to doctors. They're not, normally and stuff like that until they get sick. But you see online that they just dying out of the blue. It's not out of the blue. We have a health crisis in this country. When young people are dying, we got to pay attention to it. So I think underlying things are being exacerbated by, of course, processed food. But, I think that COVID shot that people were forced to take, and I saw some articles about that saying that they believe that's it true, but the mainstream media doesn't want to talk about that.
Well, all I know is they talked about in this piece that I read you, this opinion piece, that normally cancers didn't start to people's in their late 60s, 70s, 80s. Now they're in their 20s and 30s and 40s. It's just so it's something that's going on. So people have to be very, very mindful of what they eat. There is no question about that. So I thank very much, Stephen, for that. And I hope you got a lot of information out of that. Okay. Let's see. This person here, Deja Morris, she says, greetings. She is born on December the 8th of 1986.
Okay, she's a 10 of clubs and she sits in the crown line. You know, look at her picture. It says everything. The 10 of clubs are very much her picture. They are very, you know, people that you will get attention. You know, it's one of the most powerful cards in the deck when it comes to teaching, coaching, and stuff like that, because it's a crown card and it has a king of spades and Venus. So it's a very influential card. And it's the card that rules the government too. So it would be not
Interesting.
no strange coincidence if she didn't. This year she's displacing the 3 of clubs, which is the artist. It's a writer's card, but it's a card this year you don't want to get into arguments. This year you have got to, you know, 3s are Jupiter by nature. So this year you want to expand yourself. You want to expand your horizons, you know, be more flexible, you know, being around diverse people, diverse communities, and not getting into arguments and debates. Because the 3 of clubs could be a very argumentative card in and of itself because it's Saturn. So this year you want to use your expertise and build the part of you that wants to experience communication. And like I said, writing that book, lecturing, and all of those things.
Goldie Lee says Goldie Lee is born July 18th, 1988.
July 18th makes you one of these days. I might know this spread, but I doubt it, right? Oh, it's another 10 of clubs, right? The difference between, you know, it's the planetary ruler. You're July 18th and she's in December. So the difference in how your life is going to play out is going to be within your sign.
Now, hold up. What is Goldie Lee again?
A 10 of clubs.
She's a 10 of club. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be about your sign. But like her this year, like I said, you want to make sure that you are experience things this year. And the 10 of clubs can be very private and not like to be mixy a lot of the times because they are very, you know, influential card. So this year you want to, like I said, broaden your horizon, do things that are Jupiterian. Make sure that you are teaching from your experiences and your wisdom and all of that kind of stuff, because you're going to be expanding all over the place, and clubs expand because they're air and they're ruled by Mercury. But for the 10 of clubs, it could be too much. So you have to ground yourself. This is a year where you got to ground yourself and know that the information that you're sharing is information that the universe wants you to share.
Okay, that's good. Let's see something here. Let's see. Okay. I want to make sure the ticker is showing at the bottom. There we go. This is along the bottom, please, is how you can get in touch with Neena Diamond, please. This is very, very important. Let me see something here. Bonetta Sutton, she says she's a 2 of diamonds. Her birthday is November the 5th.
2 of diamonds is an interesting card. 2 of diamonds is Mars, Saturn. And we know those 2 planets don't necessarily get along well because Mars wants to push, Saturn wants you to wait. So the 2 of diamonds takes time. It's about timing. And it takes time to get to know them. So you got to understand that where people, you know, 2 of diamonds could get annoyed. You know, they are people that they have to take time. So in the United States spread this year, you are displacing the 5 of spades. And this is the 5 of spades is y'all have a relationship where the 5 of spades has you as your reward. So think about the things that you've done all of the time over time. Now the 5 of spades wants you to diverse. to experience, because fives want to push the envelopes, and five of spades is one of the most powerful cards, fives in the deck, because it is spades, but it adds Venus in there for you. So relationships this year, oh, they're going to test you. Relationships are going to want you to broaden your perspective on things. Have fun. Do things that are different. Do things that are not ordinary in order for you to move that energy that may get stuck. Because like I said, it takes two of diamonds, time. They're about timing. The book that I wrote, Strongholds, is written from Mars, Saturn. It tells how you can get stuck. So a two of diamonds can get stuck in patterns and stuck in things. Their Pluto card is the Ace of Hearts. So that means the relationships are very karmic for you. That means the relationships come to transform you. So this year, just have fun. Just have fun.
TG says, happy solar return to you. With the 369 method, did you write down the same intention each time?
Yes. In the book, I give you a section where you write it down. You write it 3 times in the morning, the same intention, and then you write it 6 times in the afternoon and 9 times in the night.
Same intention.
Same intention. It's the repetition. Our ancestors believed with those numbers, you're evoking something. 369, because it's replicating, it's multiplying. So you're writing the same thing down until you achieve it. So
well, it's interesting because her birthday numbers are the 3, 6, and 9.
Wow, right?
She's born on the 12th, which is a 3. She's under the sign of Taurus, which is the number 6. And so it's 3, 6, 9. So even Nikolai Tesla says those who understand the 3, 6, and 9 understand the universe.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, she's May the 12th, right? So
yeah,
she's a 7 of diamonds, and that's so cool because the 7 of diamonds is your I don't want to say it, but you have a complicated life. And she looks like a 7 of diamonds. I'm just saying. It's Venus. So they are very attractive to people. You know how Venus is? 7 of diamonds can draw people in. Their 7 is ruled by Neptune. Neptune draws people in. And it's a diamond, so it's about value. So the 7 of diamonds deals with self-worth. They are very fortunate people, but they have to give a lot. Because they're a semi-fixed card and their soulmate is the 9 of Hearts, which is Saturn. So she may be someone that's, why are people always coming to me? Because you have the potential to get anything that you want and they know it. So when people tell you, listen, I need you to book a flight for us to go to Paris. You're like, don't. You say, okay. Because that's the potential. You share a car with Beyonce. You have the potential to manifest and bring anything that you want to you, and they see that. So don't get disappointed with people when they see your greatness.
That's interesting. Now, before we get to other birthdays, can you just briefly describe the nature of each of the cards, spades, diamonds, hearts, and clubs? What's the overall general personality of diamond? Who do you start with first? How is there order of how they start with the hearts start first?
The hearts are the babies.
Okay.
And the hearts are, they're contextual. It's about the flow. So hearts is what you're pouring from, but they're the babies. We want to be protected. So you'll find hearts cards are very, very, like innocent. We want to protect hearts, so very innocent. Clubs are the teenagers. And they're ruled by Mercury and they're air. So clubs they just want to talk. They just want to experience life, the teenage energy. Diamonds are the adults and they rule the material world because it takes time to become a diamond, right? So it takes time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And spades are over everything. Spades are the fire. So if you want to do something, the spade is the wisdom that you're going to need. And it's going to be the fire that's going to ignite the heart, the club, or the diamond.
Now, let me ask you this. Like air signs and fire signs go together like earth signs and water signs. Who does hearts go with? Do they go more with clubs or diamonds or spades?
Well, Yeah, it depends because hearts and clubs definitely are more inclined. Diamonds don't really, because people don't want to be pressured. So spades and diamonds, you could have clubs depending on the wisdom of the clubs and hearts. But diamonds have it the worst, the hardest, because they people feel pressure. People feel like they have to perform because diamonds are here to work. Diamonds understand that the only way you're going to get it is through work. Clubs are teenagers, they don't want to work. Hearts
Interesting.
are babies, they want to be taken care of.
And what about the
Spades,
spades? Yes.
yeah, spades are fine. Spades get it. Spades get it. So spades and diamond spades, it just depends. For me, over time, I've noticed that it depends on where that person is in their life. Because if they're carrying a powerful spade in their hand, then that's going to kind of supersede the fact that they're a club. It's going to supersede the fact that they're a heart because spades take precedence. So
Interesting.
it depends.
Now, this is from Chris Berra. He says, "What's up, Brother Lloyd and family? Happy birthday to you, Nina Diamond." And he is born on August the 7th of 1982.
I didn't even have to look at that. That was my son's birthday. I said that sounds familiar. He's a six of diamonds, and that's one of my favorite cards because he is my son. And he is with the book, the crack book, the Harmony's Vial, has a lot to do with his birth, too. He was born in 88, 87, when that was, really starting to take hold in our community. So he's an inspiration for that book too. So the six of diamonds is about balance. Six is a balance, but six of diamonds is a card that will bring all of whatever you doing in the balance, your word, everything, because it's Jupiter and it's Mercury. So Jupiter expands upon everything. Six of diamonds is a very fortunate card. It's a very fortunate life path because it sits in the Jupiter row. But you have to pay if your bill is due on 29th, you probably want to pay it on the 26th. The six of diamonds is a card of fiscal responsibility. You have got to always your growth. Jupiter grows you. Your growth comes from where you are. So if you don't pay your bills, you're going to grow into somebody who don't pay your bills. So the six of diamonds is a very force. Sixes are ruled by Venus. They bring things into balance. So you want to balance out your books every 30 days, whatever it is that you have to pay. If you don't have good credit, you want to fix it. Let's see what the six of diamonds is doing this year. Because last year, the six of diamonds was about getting your credit in order. This year it's explaining it too. Ooh, the ace of spades is a challenging common card. So yeah, you want to be very careful. Because when you're not doing the right things this year in the collective, the bill collectors are coming for you because you in the collective. The ace of spades is about transformation. So you're being prompted to fix your life, your word, everything. So things are going to come up, and the six of spades is sitting in your house. This is fire. So I'm sure you feeling it. I know. I ain't even, you feeling fire. You like, why are people all of a sudden, because the six of spades is your daddy. So it's like you got grandma now.
Yeah.
Telling you, boy, girl, you know what you're supposed to do. So you like, why do I feel this pressure? So this is a very important year for you. And you're born in 1982. You're young. If you are using this science to fix what you don't have to worry about working. Six of diamonds is the card of retirement. If you are doing what you have to do now, you can pick the year you want to retire.
It's like that, huh? Here, I have a question. Other than your daughter, do your children listen to you?
Oh, yeah, for sure. As they get older, they want to call and ask questions all the time. Oh, absolutely.
I
Because
find
they
that the case with my children too.
They're like that, because when they were living with me, they were listening to what I was saying. But I use teachable moments. I don't talk cards to them, but my kids were, like you see, Aquarius Maximus. They were raised in a metaphysical household, so I don't talk about it, but I use it as a guidepost. And then as they get more interested, like my son now, he just came to his Saturn return, and he's into everything. He's like, he want to know it all. So I use it as a teachable moment to.
Yeah, he's come full circle.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Blissfully Evolving says she has a grandson that's born on your day. So do y'all share the same card? I would imagine so,
Oh
right?
yeah, he's the yeah, and he's 1998, so that makes him he's 20. What's he 20? Is he's 28?
Yeah, he should be, yeah, somewhere around there. Exactly.
Yeah, he's getting ready to go into his first Saturn return. He's ruled by Saturn. Number 8 is ruled by Saturn. The 8 of diamonds is a sun card. So this year he's preparing for, the next leg of his life. So this year you want to help him to understand that the things that he's doing is going to follow him for the rest of his life. I'm sure he's a very popular person, but can be very introverted. Like we could spend time in our head. Me, I'm on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. I am neurodivergent and I have ADHD. And I find that a lot of 8 of diamonds, because we have those fives, we deal with a lot of things that people don't pick up on, like our quirkiness. I'm very quirky. I'm very detached from a lot of things because of the cards I have fives. I have in Uranus, I have a 5. I'm very, I think about the future all of the time. The stuff that I get, I don't even talk about because I'm like, nobody is going to even understand what you're talking about. So
Now, blissful,
you just want to help him understand that the first leg of his life up, because he's in the shadow and he'll be there until he's 30. This is a time where he's going to hunker down and do the work and be so happy that he did it. So when he gets on the other side, he's not going to be carrying all of that baggage, because we carry a lot of baggage. We do. 8 of diamonds carries a lot of baggage, and we carry a lot of people, and we do a lot of things. It's like if his friends say they want something, he wants it for them more than they want it. Right?
now,
So
Blissfully is born on August 22nd because she put her birthday a little before than just this. So, what is August 22nd for
August
her?
20th, that's grandma.
Yes, that's Grandma Blissfully Evolving. That's her birthday,
Oh
August
my
22nd.
God, that is crazy. You can't make this up. She's a 4 of clubs. Now I'm an eight
Now,
of
what does
diamonds
that
in a
mean?
I'm an 8 of diamonds in Aquarius. Maxim is a 4 of clubs. So
Interesting.
you find her hidden power is the 8 of diamonds. So it depends on their relationship. She's August 22nd. So that makes her she kind of on the cusp, right?
Yes.
Yeah. She's kind of on the cusp of Leo.
Leo Virgo.
So yeah, your relationship, your hidden power is the 8 of diamonds. So your grandson and you have some karmic stuff that you definitely are coming here to experience. So you see life differently because you think about what your hidden power is. It's like there are things that you do that you don't even know that you do it, but other people do see it. So you're 4 of clubs, and 4 of clubs, fours
Or
are
is
disrupt.
Uranus, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're disruptors. 4 of clubs, um, clubs are the teenagers. So you're the grandmother. So you've gone through all so you're good because you've got experiences. So you can help him with the things that he needs help with. But Forza is Uranus, so you're looking for your foundation. You're looking to stabilize yourself where he's just starting to live. So that could be it's like your experiences are good, but I would wait for teachable moments because your experiences are coming from a place where you have a different kind of viewpoint of the 8 of diamonds where he is an 8 of diamonds. You understand? It's like you can see stuff, but he wants to experience it.
Interesting. Interesting. I have another person here. They said, Happy birthday, Nina. They're born February the 11th of 1980.
Ooh, that's an ace of spades. Now, I would say that last year was a very interesting year for you. And this year, you have now transitioned into the home, your family, friends, and stuff like that. Anything that has to do with the home. Last year, you were being prepared. You were being prepared for your transformation. The Ace of Spades has Pluto energy because it's a spade, it's an ace, and it's about transformation. So last year, in the scheme of things in the United States, you should have let go of a lot of stuff. You know, things were coming at you that they could no longer hold on to. And it's always in the realm of relationships for the Ace of Spades. Ace of Spades is one of the most difficult cards to have when it comes to relationships. Because you kind
Interesting.
of, yeah, you kind of like see through walls. And don't nobody want you to be seeing through them like that. So in order for you to have a relationship, you're going to have someone, because the Ace of Spades will be talking to you and having a conversation, and you say something off cuff and they done. There are people that need to have people that they can have conversations with that are deep and growing, you know, always transforming. So it's an interest in being born in 1980 that makes you
That makes her
like in your
46.
40s, right?
Yeah,
Right. So
we entering her 46th birthday.
yeah, so you've just come through your midlife crisis. So you're getting more stable. You're getting more stable in your life and stuff like that. It's like a reboot. So with you're having a personal reboot, but you're kind of like having it rough in the collective. You know, because the Ace of Spades, you know, your card is about transformation. So anybody that you meet, think of Pluto, think of Scorpio, think of how you meet people and they start feeling things because they start, you know, that energy inside of them gets disturbed.
Now, what about this gentleman? He's born on the 12th of September. He is one of our regular weekly visitors out of London, although he was born in Austria. He's born September the 12th of 78. So he would
September.
be 48. He will be entering his 48th birthday.
And he looks like he's a Queen of Clubs, and he got a Queen of Clubs head. Queen of Clubs men have a round head. Um,
Really?
oh yeah, you can tell. You can tell the queen. You can tell. This is why I wrote the book, because there are just different things about men that were born a queen that is distinctual to them. Now, the Queen of Clubs, you're what we call one of the most powerful cards in the deck. Mental. You dig. You're a code breaker. That's why you follow Lloyd Strayhorn, because you want to know what makes it tick. You can go into stuff and you just keep going and going and going, you know, making sure that you know, what I wrote in the book about the Queen of Clubs is that divine feminine. You know, you can be very detached sometimes. You got Five of Clubs and Venus, and I'm not going to say you are, but the Queen of Clubs man is known as a, you know, a ho. You know what I mean? Y'all just go from woman to woman. Y'all love women, right? Not saying you, but the Queen of Clubs men have that. They have that
Well, I can tell you
reputation.
this: Barry White was born on September
Oh
the
yeah,
12th. I met
oh
him, so
yeah,
I
and
know.
yeah, oh yeah, and so was Frankie Beverly. He was a little out there too. He was on, but he's a sad. So we know Frankie Beverly was loose. So the Queen of Clubs, man, they have, you know, they just want to experience life. You're here to experience life. Not saying that you don't have a wife and you're not settled down and stuff like that, but they are very. You got a 5 in Venus. Right? Anybody got a 5 in Venus, they want to push the envelope. So if your relationship is like that and y'all are flirtatious and y'all in good and stuff like that, and you don't let it get bored, then it's good. But the Queen of Clubs, yeah, get my book. It's going to explain you. I have so much good feedback from men that are queens. They get that book. They like, thank you. Because it helps you get a better understanding why you act the way you act.
That makes sense. We're gonna do three more because I see it's almost. I mean, it was so much fun on your birthday. I mean, we're almost at the hour, but let's take a couple of more. This is Letitia Thomas Russell. She's born December the 15th of 72 in Brooklyn.
From my home state,
That's what I'm
Brooklyn. Woo,
saying. Your
woo,
neck of the
woo.
woods.
Brooklyn in the house. Okay, so you are a 3 of clubs, December the 15th, right? That's your the 3 of clubs was the with the 10 of clubs is displacing that. Now 3 of clubs, that's Kobe Bryant's card. So it
Now,
tells
this
you.
person, December 15th, is a three of clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's Kobe Bryant's card. So it tells you your potential. But Kobe Bryant was someone that he understood the assignment. Threes are ruled by Jupiter, right? And what Kobe Bryant learned to do was master it and then present it, right? He didn't. He had to master it. He had to present it to the world, but he didn't do it in a way where he didn't know what he was talking about. So threes are ruled by Jupiter. So that means you are a person that is outside. We say outside. You're someone, you know what Jupiter is, but Jupiter wants to grow you. People say it's an expansion, but you can expand a balloon and pop it. That don't do anything. Jupiter wants to grow who you are. So the growth comes in your experiences. So your person is here to experience life, and it's crazy because Brooklyn is the eight of diamonds. And the three of clubs is the hidden power. So Brooklyn is a great place for you because it feels good. It's like you have an understanding, and people in Brooklyn, depending on where you are, it's just like that frequency that we talk about. But you are a very creative card, but you have to use your experiences, and you're 72, so you're pretty mature. You have to use your experiences to teach from, and you have to stay away from arguing, and you have to stay away from opinions. Because remember, threes are want to express themselves, but it comes out of the two. So if you don't have that good foundation, you could be argumentative. So you want to make sure that you are expressing yourself from your experiences and not telling people about their experiences.
Okay, we have where's the birthday? I have it. Hold on, let's see. I had the person birthday right here. Okay. Yes, here we go. Lyra Watkins. They're born August 18th, 1960.
1918, 8. I love eights. August the 18th.
Yes.
August the 18th. Oh, August the 18th. Wow. Let me see. That's the 19th. August the 18th is an eight of clubs. Right? I want to make sure because eight of clubs is having a year. I just want to make sure that this is your card. You are, and this is a beautiful example of the frequency, because in the United States is the Jack of Diamonds, right? And the eight of clubs is the Pluto card this year. And we know that Pluto is about transformation, right? Excuse me. But in cardology, like Lloyd said in the beginning, names have a card. So the card for the Black woman is the eight of clubs. So this year, we see where the Black woman is inside. It's the Pluto card to the United States. We've done the work. So we're inside and we're doing self-care and we're taking care of ourselves. And people are like, but where's the Black woman? She's not outside protesting. We're not coming outside. We've done the work. We are Pluto to the Jack of Diamonds. The Jack of Diamonds is one of the most spiritual cards in the deck. So we're the Pluto card. So they're trying to pull us down into the bowels of Pluto where we've already been. And we have decided we don't want to go back there. So this is your year where you have three fixed cards in the deck. The King of Spades is the God card. The Jack of Hearts is the Christ card. And the Eight of Clubs is that mental card. You don't move. People, you are a generator. It's like wherever you are, you pull people to you. And you don't have a peripheral vision. So you don't see this and see that. You see this. So people may find you very, disconcerting because you don't empathize. You can't. It's like this year I'm sitting in Lloyd's house. I'm a nine of diamonds. You will never leave your house. You will always sit where you are. So when people are complaining, you I don't even know how that bothers you. You can't empathize with them. You've never experienced it. Right? So it can be a lonely life, but it also makes you someone that's very aware because your karma is different. It's like you came here for a specific job. And this is a good thing, too, to look at. The Eight of Clubs is also the card of Superman. So when we think of Superman never changed. Superman went into the phone booth. It had glass. We could see it. But when Superman came out, he took his glasses off and he put on his cape. And that's the only thing that changed. So we thought Superman changed, but in reality, all he did was change his clothes. So you are someone that can shapeshift. We call Superman the shapeshifter. So you imagine the Superman changed because they told you Superman changed. But Superman is not able to change. It can only change his outfit. So in your life, you experience that. You are only able to change. You can change the exterior of who you are, but your superpower is always remembering who you are on the inside. You're a very faith-based card. The Eight of Clubs would be someone who is a Dalai Lama or a Jesus, someone very spiritually centered and knows about spirituality because you sit in Mars Neptune. So you're a dreamer. You know things that you don't even necessarily talk to people about because they're so deep and penetrable. But yeah, you have a very powerful life and you're teaching us, if you're a coach, if you're a teacher, if you're in any of those places, you're teaching us how to do that self-care.
Very good. I got this person here that made a donation. I didn't want to overlook them. Debrina Cruz. It's interesting. She's born November the 7th, and her sister is born September the 7th. I don't know whether you can do both. And I do have one more. Boy, let me see. My energy is about to be cut off too. So what about Debrina? First, let's start with her. She's November 7th.
November the 7th is a king of clubs.
Uh-huh.
And the
Teenager.
sync, yeah, and yes, Uranus. So it's the card. And the king of clubs is the card of universal law. And where it gets interesting between you and your sister, because your sister is your Mars card, and I'm sure she gets on your last nerve. I'm pretty sure because she's a 4 and she's a 4 of diamonds. So that relationship between you and your sister can be very interesting. And that's the frequencies that we look at. The King of Clubs is the card of universal law, period. And they deal with that. And they're the card of friendship. They're ruled by Uranus. They have unusual, odd things happen to them all the time. They get jolted into things. It's like their hopes and wishes and their desires. They're very fortunate if they know what they want. If they don't know what they want, they can be very tyrannical and, very misguided. The 4 of diamonds is a very dreamy and idealistic card, but it has the king of spades and Pluto, and the king of clubs. This king of clubs has the king of clubs in the moon. So they have a very interesting karma together. You two got some stuff here to work out. But yeah, your sister being your Mars card, think about how you express yourself. You are your sister because she's your Mars energy. So sometimes you can be very abrupt. Mars is abrupt. It just comes out of the when it says and does and do all kind of things. But you are a club and your sister is a diamond. So she thinks she's your boss. And you don't understand that, right? You're like, I don't think she's my boss, but she feels like she is, right? The hoodoo, well, God, what was she saying, Lloyd?
Well, this was the one you read earlier about her grandson who was born on your birthday, and she born on
Okay,
the
yeah.
22nd. Now, I do have one last one, and that's Philly Cat. And she says, happy birthday to you, Neena. And her birthday is March the 6th of 1968.
March the 6th is a 4 spades. Very fortunate. You are very fortunate. Lifestyle 4 spades is a card to live in your best life. People aspire to be the 4 spades because if we think about your best life, how do you get there? It's Mars, Venus, and it's a 4 and it's a spade. So when we put all of that together, it gives you the frequency of living your best life. You believe people supposed to take care of you. That's the bottom line. You are the card that kept woman. You're supposed to marry a very influential person that provides everything for you. Even 4 spades men believe that they should be provided for. So you're a Jupiter, you have a very influential life because your life path is in Jupiter and you got tens, you got all of that. It's very magical for you. So live your best life. Don't let nobody, I don't gotta tell that to 4 spades, but woman, she don't care. She don't care. She's like, oh, y'all don't hurt my feelings.
She don't take it personal.
She
All
don't
right.
take it personal. She's like, you just haters.
And I do want to thank Darius Sturdivant for this. And listen, I gotta let me see something here. Did he say something? Okay, let me do. As Darius CC made the donation, he says he's born on March the 1st of 85. And happy Earth Day to you.
Thank you. March the 1st makes you, ooh, wee. The last one had to be the one. We almost got out of here, Lloyd. We almost got out of here.
Yeah, but I gotta stop. I gotta.
We evoked the nine of spades. Now, the Jack of Diamonds is sitting in your house. So this is a year, nine of spades, you know, nines are about the fulfillment of it. Nine of spades is a card that has a lot of potential, like all nines. And you sit in Venus and Uranus. So your life can be abrupt. Your life can be changing and evolving and all that kind of stuff. But with you being the card of the year, you have to learn how to use your influence. The Jack of Diamonds is your coach. That means literally the United States is your proving ground now. Whatever it is that you want, you have to name it because you're being prepared. It's like you are being coached by one of the most powerful cards in the deck, the card of the United States. So you could kind of feel this year, you know, some kind of way. But this is a year where you want to look at the influence. Like if they're calling you to do something, it's because they see that you are going somewhere. You have the potential to rise to heights that are going to be crazy this year with that Jack of Diamonds, but it's a lot of pressure. But spades can handle it. Spades are about the health and the wisdom. It's about your health. Like this year, if you bump your toe, make sure that it doesn't have a scratch on it. It could fester, grow, and you'll lose your whole foot. That's your life. You know, I'm telling you the truth. And this is what happens in your life. Something small happens, and before you know it, you like, what the heck? Because that's a nine. Nines are going to expand upon it. But you this year have so much potential in the public eye. And nine of spades is not really interested in all of that. You want to get paid. You want the stuff that you want. But that being pushed out there is not something that is very comfortable for nines in general. Right, Lord Strayhorn?
Yes, yes. Amen. I say amen. Blissfully, thanks for the donation. She says, thank you. We are now having a discussion about his future. This is one whose grandson is born on your birthday, and he wants to experience instead of learning from others' experience in the Fire Academy. He's expecting his first child, and he also has ADHD.
I told you, that's the Eight of Diamonds. We got something. We got something. I ain't met an Eight of Diamonds yet on my birthday. My birthday, because we have a Three of Hearts in Venus, and threes want to experience life, and sometimes we can be clumsy about it.
Well, listen, to all of us, we must follow our path, as they say.
Yeah, I have, right? I've had.
Yeah.
I want to say that everybody on here, Lloyd, if you're on here and you want to book a reading with me because you were on here with me today with Lord Strayhorn, I will offer a special. You have to text me and say that you were on here with Lord Strayhorn, and my readings are $99 for 30 minutes, and I will do it for $75 because you're on here with me with Lloyd today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love you, Nina.
Oh, I gotta give him the number. Can I give him the number?
Yeah, please do. You should have told me.
I didn't see the number up there. So you text me at 470-775-6434 and just say I was on with Lloyd and I want to book a reading.
No. You got to say it again and say it slow.
Okay, sorry. Well, I just told you I got ADHD, right?
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's why I'm in your life. Go ahead.
470-775-6434.
One more time.
470-775-6434. Don't worry, Rel, put it in there. I bet you Rel put it in there.
Yeah, please, Rel, put it in there.
You know Rel ain't playing.
No, she don't be joking. Listen, thank you so much, birthday lady. You take good care.
I appreciate you. I thank you so much. I look forward to so much more in the future, but just text me and say you were on with Lloyd and I will honor the discount for you.
And repeat that number up again one more time.
470-775-6434.
I say, love you.
Love you too.
Take care. Happy birthday, lady.
Thank you. Peace, fam.
That I enjoyed to the max. It's been a while since I had her on, but I figured that, hey, it's her birthday today. So what is my way of showing it is to have her on, and she is the tops at what she does. I do want to let you know that the show is brought to you by Lieutenant Hackett with his Soul First book that is now out on Amazon. As I said, when I went to Amazon, I got my ebook free. It had a free and then 99. So go there. I will be bringing him on later on this month to talk about his book about the car, the bar theory, things of that nature. To Melinda Valentine, she has a key charts consultation where she deals with your name, days, dates, periods, life path, and you also get $10 off once you get proof of your purchase of her reflections or her element journals. And it's in air signs, this we got. It's then also earth. It's also in water. And naturally, she is a fire sign. So that makes sense. So make sure that you do this and you get $10 off on the reading once you do that. All right. Also, King Simon, my buddy, who is, I think she said he's a jack of spade, I think. So anyway, he's he's like a brother really in every sense of the word. He is offering a discount for senior citizens, but he'll offer one for you. Although he said it was September 22nd, I think there is what is called a grace period. Also, Nicholas Brooklyn celebrating over 50 years in business at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn. This Saturday, they're having a very special event there. And so therefore, please, it's a cultural market they're going to have. Also, Ms. Kimberly Manifest on Purpose. And if you purchase her book and also leave a review on Amazon and take a screenshot, email, especially you business owners, she will prepare for you a complimentary business report. And so the newest sponsor is Recept, and they are offering a discount. Just click on the QR code at the bottom right, and you will have that. Also, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I will be on Big E Astrology. We're going to be talking about the stock market. October has always been challenging to this nation. As you know, today on day one, there is an official shutdown of this nation. Hundreds of thousands of people are out of work, and some may not even come back to work. So it's a very serious thing. So, but we're not going to just talk about that, but also other famous Black celebrities who are under the sign of Libra. Also, for those of you, this is the first day of October. The newsletter is out. All righty. So you should have it in your email. Just go to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. And that way, for those of you who want readings too, just go to Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd, LLOYD dash Strayhorn, STRAYHORN. So sign up for the free monthly newsletter, sign up for consultation. And for those of you, when you get it in your email, this is how it looks. So it'll only go down just a couple of, down to about Leo. And then people think it stops. But if you notice at the very top center, to the top right, it'll say click on the viewer. And then when you click on the viewer, it opens up where you see all the signs. So this is the way you get it in your email. But if you click on the view in browser, the entire thing will open up. And by the way, each month we also do the audio portion. That's coming up at 8:30. That's in less than 20 minutes. So if you want to see it, you go to YouTube and click in Kimberly, KIMBALEY. Now, what I don't discuss in the newsletter that I discuss in the audio is the best times to buy a car, to buy electronics, to get your hair cut if you want to grow, to get your hair cut if you want to shorten it, and other things that I give that is in the almanac for certain days and dates to do certain things. Also, a person has asked me the question, why do I always include shungite with another stone? Well, shungite is a stone of protection, but you got to see it where I explain more why I always include shungite with another stone or crystal to wear or carry. You will see that at exactly 8:30 at the bottom of the hour. Just go to Kimberly, KIMBALEY. I will be in the room to answer some of your questions too. All righty. So I think that's it. And by the way, for those of you, a star 8 is going to be undergoing a transition. Some of the applications will be going to a premium plan, but it's all designed to grow. I really want to expand the Star 8 and add some other dynamic features to the app that all of you love. The fact that I have over 27,000 active users is a nice testament, but I need to make it grow. In order to do that, I'm going to need your support. So I do want to thank all of you. So don't forget, your October newsletter should be in your email for those of you, and it's absolutely free. And so for those of you, when you get it like this, click at the top browser and says where it says view in browser, it opens up everything. And in about 10 minutes or so, this will go live. And I begin to talk about the stones and the almanac and a couple other things, what signs are going to do well, what the conditions of the country is, also the United States. A lot of it is not included in the newsletter, but it is included in this. And that is coming up at 8:30 in a matter of about 9 or 10 minutes. Okay. So everybody, I want to thank you very, very much. I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And no, what's today? Yeah, Wednesday. No, Monday. Excuse me. Today it's Wednesday. I'll see you on Wednesday. I'm going to have a very special guest on who's been on before. And with that, you'll all have a great weekend. Take good care of yourselves. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Take care. Bye. And also to the birthday girl, Neena Diamond. She's the best.